This can't be real, bro.
Brášku, založili jsme nový kanál, kde nalezneš stará, ale i nová lore videa. Neváhej a dávej odběr. Hele jo, tady na ten kanál, má docela zajímavý videa, takže tady mám odběr, kurva. Co si vybereme? Nějaký pokuty pro playeru? Can you actually cheat in League of Legends? To nevím, to jsem asi neviděl. Jak hráč ztratil největší rank v League of Legends? Je tam Tyler na hledavce.
Games like League of Legends is their ranked modes. Now you've probably played some sort of ranked game before, so I won't explain how they work. It's basically just people come together to take video games very seriously. But in most cases, at the end of every year, the developers give rewards to players who achieved certain ranks. However, for some players, these rewards are meaningless. To them, the only thing that matters is being the best. In this case, Challenger rank. Depending on the size of the server you play on, this rank is home to the top 50 or 300 players. Every year there are stories of players who failed or succeeded in their quest to achieving this coveted rank on the very last day of the season. And the final day of season 11 was no different. But today we focus on one player's journey.
We have a dilemma going on, boys.
Just open it, man. Open the rift, man.
The fuck? Co se děje?
This can't be real, bro.
Jmenuje se to, jak hráč ztratil největší rank v LOLKU, jo?
This guy's in tears, bro.
Okay, I think I know what to do.
On November 15th, 2021, at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the player Johnny Fast TV on Twitch would turn on his stream as he makes his final sprint for the highest rank in the game. Now there's a point to me mentioning the time. The rank queues would officially close on November 16 at 2:45 a.m. This means that if this player wants to reach Challenger, they must do it within the next 3 hours and 45 minutes. He is Grandmasters with 840 LP. The cutoff for Challenger was 800.
Ty vole, na Challenger 860 LP potřebuješ, ty kokot.
68 LP. All he needs to do is win his next 2 games and he's in. His first game would be very close, but it ultimately resulted in a loss. Additionally, before starting this game, he had trolls in his champ select and the game was dodged. And just to be sure, he waited a bit to make sure those players wouldn't be in his next game. So due to the time spent waiting, his first game would actually end exactly at midnight. Now giving him only 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Něco takového jsem měl taky jednu season, jsem to takhle strašně jakože chtěl narychlo dát a nevyšlo mi to, protože mi spadl internet.
Challenger. And of course, because he lost that game, the road is now longer. He must win his next 3.
Jsem měl asi 2 hodiny na to vyhrát 1 nebo 2 hry asi. Padl mi internet na, já nevím, asi na 2 nebo na 3 hodiny, prostě přesně.
Games.
To už je tak 5 let, ale stalo se to.
Luckily for him, the first 2 games went smoothly and he is now 1 game away from being Challenger. His account is now at 861 LP and only needs to gain 15 LP at the least. However, the time is now 1:42 a.m. Johnny basically has exactly 1 hour to get into a game and win. At 1:51, he gets into champ select, and things start to go wrong.
Now, can I be banned, right? No way!
Počkej. It can't be Kviana bot?
Be banned, right?
Jo, on méní Kvianu asi, nebo co? A týpek mu to zabanuje ještě.
No way!
First, his main champion gets banned. And then, his jungler picks an inadequate champion.
Oh, I thought he picked Ziggs. What?
At this point, our hero begins to lose their sanity.
I'm 1 game off Challenger, man. Shaded.
Já bych to dožil a čekal bych asi na další hru. By možná stihl ještě, ne?
My 1 trick is banned. I'm losing it.
But lucky for him, the game.
Kdo by to nestratil, vole, čete, jako tady.
Shaden. Nice!
Here Johnny decides he...
Ok, ale já jsem si to neměl streamovat, vole, hlavně asi, no. Že jo.
does not want to risk having the same players in the next game and potentially having his main champion banned again. So he begins to do some math.
Neuměl schovat čem select prostě, no.
On the past 5 games, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, past 6 games, the average game, so 21, 26 plus 23, 43 plus 15, 14. So we divided by 6. The average game is 25 minutes. 25 minutes average game, right? 25 minutes average game. We have 50 minutes left. So that means that the queue needs to be no longer than 25 minutes.
The following game would enter Champ Select at 2:07 a.m. He would now need to get through Champ Select and win the game within the next 38 minutes. But again, things don't go as planned.
Please play normal EDC, bro. Like, come on, bro. This guy got Nicolai Wii, bro. This guy is win trading. This guy picked... No, bro. Why, bro? It's my last game. There's 34 minutes left, bro. When you're being twisted fate bot lane.
Understandably, our hero begins to have a mental breakdown.
Bro, this can't This can't be real, bro.
Jo, tak ale to je jedno, že mu banuju Kvianu, víš co, ale jde o to, že mu to tam trolej prostě v tom čem selectu furt.
However, even before
Jo, ale kámo. Úplně jako cítím, no.
the game could start, more problems
Soucítím.
arised.
Can the game start or what?
Ale kámo, ne asi. To když tady hraju s někým duo, člověk má třeba mikrovlnku, že jo, tak čekáme na loading 10 minut, vole.
So I wasn't aware of this, but apparently at the end of every ranked season, there are clearly some sort of challenger gatekeepers making things more difficult for players to rank up. In this case, it seems to be that the game was intentionally being stalled from starting. The game took almost exactly 4 minutes to begin.
Like, bro, there's really someone making the game take 10 years to load, like, on purpose. Like, all jokes aside, like, I'm not even trolling.
Jako jo, tak když třeba začal loading a někdo si vypnul počítač úplně celkově, že jo, tak to mohl jako stolnout, že? Že odpojil si internet, počítač taky, vole, přišel za 5 minut až.
Connect and reconnects every 2 seconds or something and just forces the game to wait for them to load or something.
But despite his concerns, no one caused the game to be remade. This is it. Every League player has at one point dreamed of being challenger. Johnny is at the door of that dream. Still, this dream must now be achieved within the next 29 minutes.
Guys, we win before 29 minutes and we make history.
The beginning of the game was actually as good as you can really ask for. All lanes were doing fine, he himself was playing great, getting objectives, but the win wasn't guaranteed. And one thing still hanged over the player's mind.
Yo, please someone check. How many times do we have left? How many times do we have left? How many times do I have left? Please.
And at times, things got desperate.
I people. No. Each of you 5 total for fast win. Please, man. Please, man. Please, man.
Despite being a difficult game with many challenges, Johnny proceeded to get 15 kills, 3 deaths, 11 assists, and won the game.
Winner.
He needed 3 wins in a row to reach Challenger, and he won each and every single game. But
ale, vidíte ten čas té hry? Ten čas té hry je 32 minut 32 sekund. Prostě oni vyhrávali tak strašně moc a stejně to trvalo, vole, 33 minut ta hra. To je úplně vidím ty svoje hry, vole, kde prostě totálně stompneš early a stejně pak ještě hraješ 40 minut, že? Stejně jak ta moje poslední hra, vole, kde jsme ještě prohráli, vole, že?
But it was too late. The ranked queues would close at 2:45 a.m. Johnny would win his game at 2:47, meaning that
2 minuty, ty vole. Představ si, kdyby ten pojebaný Darius tam neumíral na tom botu, vole, a dělal co má, tak on mohl mít challenger.
he lost out on being challenger in season 11 by 2 minutes.
So now we end. Now we group. Now we end. Now we end. No.
And you may have already pieced this together yourself, but in the end, the time that was intentionally delayed at the loading screen was 4 minutes. If this didn't happen,
asi, vole, 4 minuty
and the
loadingu.
game played out the same way, our hero would have reached his goal with 2 minutes to spare. but it's actually deeper than what I just mentioned. This final game was very interesting, because not only did Johnny need to win this game to get Challenger, but in fact 3 other players were in the exact same position.
Aha. Další 3 hráči měli úplně to samý, vole, že taky potřebovali vyhrát hru do Challengeru.
Which is exactly why the game was stalled. Once the players on the enemy team figured out that they were going to lose, they...
Aha. Takže ti enemy hráči to schválně stolovali, ten loading screen? Ty koko, to ti jebe.
They intentionally did everything they could to drag the game out. At some point, the live stream caught the attention of popular streamer Tyler1 as he was looking for the final games being played out in the season.
I don't care if I was on the enemy team. I don't care, bro. If I'm not getting Challenger, you're not getting Challenger.
The timer was passed by 2 minutes.
Johnny would end his stream after realizing the disappointing reality of his situation. But do remember that this is kind of a shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you'll land on the stars kind of deal. It definitely stings that the cutoff for Challenger in NA is the top 300 players, and he literally ended the season as rank 303. But that's still exceptional. Additionally, this player still hit Challenger earlier in the season. They just didn't end the season in Challenger. For example, Tyler1 was also in Challenger this season, but didn't maintain the rank in the end. But like he says, Grandmaster sounds cooler than Challenger anyway.
Dude, say it out loud. Grandmaster. You're the Grandmaster. Challenger.
But alright guys, as always, thank you so much for...
Dia jedna zní líp než Challenger. Ty vole, no.